Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Here to inspire you and enlighten you with what little I've learned throughout life. When I was a teenager, I thought I knew everything. The older I get, the less I know. And if you're an older person, you understand that. And if you're younger, maybe you don't. What that means is, the more I learn in life, I realize how much there is knowledge and wisdom to learn that I will never, ever know. So sometimes I wish I could go back to when I was a teenager when I knew everything. Of course, I'm joking. But today's topic is going to be vision. Vision. What is the vision you have for your life? Do you have a vision? You're creating or stepping into the reality you envision. Some people say you create your own reality. I've said that. Or some people believe that you step into your own reality. That there are infinite number of possible realities for you that you can step into depending on your thoughts and your actions. Or maybe you believe that God is ordaining your life. Whichever way you believe and whatever you believe in, it all ends up the same way if you have a vision. In the Bible it says, without a vision the people perish. You may not die, but you will die inside. At least for a man, especially for a man. I'm not a woman, so I really can't speak for women in that respect. But you have to have a vision. And as a man, your fulfillment comes from pursuing that vision. Not so much from achieving it, but pursuing it. The joy is in the journey, as they say. And I heard that many times, and I've experienced the downside of chasing the goal, thinking that is going to be the end or the ultimate happiness or whatever. I remember after I won my first pro fight, I was so up about winning that fight, and I won. And that very night it just seemed so empty. It's like, is that all there is? And I certainly didn't enjoy the journey because I worked my ass off to get ready for that fight, and I actually hurt my back because I was constantly, even at work, I was doing slips and rolls and jabs. I worked by myself so I could do that, and I just overdid it. But I won the fight, right? And then I felt empty. But as I look back over my life, I have photos up on the wall. I have a photo of myself back in 1978 or 79 when I got my first Harley Davidson. I envisioned that from the time I was about 9 or 10 years old. I saw the movie Easy Rider, and if any of you know about that movie, there's two guys traveling across their country. They're hippies, they're doing drugs, I think they're selling drugs, they're partying, they're with women, etc. And I love that. I saw that, and to me that meant freedom. And until I was about 17 or 18, I envisioned that in my life. I had several motorcycles until that time. And when I was about 18 or 19, I was just like those guys in the movie Easy Rider, traveling around the country, fighting. I had women, etc. And now there's another thing about women. When I was young, maybe before, 10 or 11 years old, I fantasized and dreamed about being with beautiful girls. It was a constant vision in my mind, along with riding the motorcycle and being like the guys on Easy Rider. And by the time I was about 15, 16, 17, I started getting girls. I started being with a lot of girls, the popular girls, the beautiful girls. But it all began within my mind. I had a vision of that. I had a vision of being with beautiful girls, being wanted by beautiful girls. And I was the typical bad boy rebel that all the girls wanted to be with. And I'm sure some of the guys where I lived who were successful, some of them farmers, some of them other businesses, wondered what the hell these girls seen in me. Why would they want to be with me? They couldn't tell from the outside because I was a long-haired, dope-smoking, partying, drinker, motorcycle rider, fighter, and all that shit. But the girls loved me. I was with girls that these guys dreamed about being with. Now, why were they with me? Because I dreamed about it. I had a vision of that, and I attracted that vision into my life, or I stepped into that reality because the vision was strong. So you're either stepping into your reality or creating your reality by the vision you have of your life in your mind. It all begins within your mind, your vision of how your life is going to be. Now, if you continue to look back and piss and moan about the bad childhood you had because your parents didn't love you or they never told you they loved you, etc., and I've done that too, that will get you nowhere. If you want to look back on the past, think only of the things that were good. And the things that were bad, try to look at them as they've helped you become the man you are today. Use them to strengthen you. Everything happens for you, not to you. If you perceive it as such, you must perceive it as such. You have the power of God, if you like, within you to create or to step into whatever reality you desire. But you have to have a vision. You have to have a goal. You have to have a purpose. Less than 1% of the people have a written goal. So what that means is, more than likely, less than 1% of the people have any direction in their life. They go through life as the ship on the ocean without a rudder. The wind blows this way, they go that way. The wind blows that way, they go this way. So the wind blows them wherever it wills. But if you have a destination, a goal, a purpose, a mission, you're not blown around by the winds of, let's say, news media. That's another thing. During this whole crisis, if you want to call it that, created crisis, I was looking at the numbers last night, and the recovery rate for this was 97.5% to 99.75% recovery rate. But as you all know, the news doesn't focus on the people that recovered. It focuses on the few that didn't recover, the few that didn't make it. And out of these few that didn't make it, if you think about that or actually dig into it, you'll find out that many of these people had health problems or were not in optimal health. And if you're not in optimal health, then your immune system, first off, does not work well. So think about that one for a while. But if you have a dream and a goal and a purpose, many people live when they've been given a death sentence. I remember reading one story about a woman that, she had cancer for many years, and she was supposed to be dead maybe 10 years before she died, but she had kids and she wanted to see them graduate, and she lived until that happened. And after that, she moved on. She passed on. So a vision many times can help you through the dark times and through the diagnoses of doctors who say, you've only got 6 months to live. You make a choice when you decide to go. You don't have to go until you decide. But it's made on a subconscious level. Your subconscious runs your life. You program that subconscious by your thoughts, by your actions, by setting goals, by writing down goals and moving towards that, or the goals. It's up to you. You really have a choice in life. God gave you a choice, or your higher self, divinity, whatever you choose to call God. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not a religious man. Religions, sometimes I believe, have really done more harm than good, but what am I to say? How do I know for sure? I don't know, because let's say we didn't have religions, I don't know how the world would be. So many times we make judgments when we really can't judge. You shouldn't judge anything or anybody. Have I done that? Yes, I have, but to my own detriment. Until you walk a mile in someone's shoes, don't judge that person. You may very well find that if you grew up in the same situation as this person, you may be worse than that person. So don't judge. I think it's okay to judge actions, but just don't judge the person. But then again, even that sometimes, things that I thought were bad turned out to be good. So I don't even really know if you should judge people, places, things, situations, or anything. And like I said, the judgment hurts you. You have to try to keep your thoughts, let's say, righteous. Now, I don't mean that in a religious term, but righteous as far as right thinking. Try to think only good about everything and everybody. Even though you can't see the good in something, believe that it is there. And usually in due time, you will see that good come out to pass. So remember, you have to have a vision. Otherwise, someone else will envision for you. All the news media, social media, they all have their own agenda, okay? Now, it's up to you. Do you want to be programmed with their agenda, or do you want to program yourself with your agenda? I would say that you probably would rather have your agenda. But unless you write something down and have a goal and focus on it every day, guess what? You're going to be programmed with other people's agenda. And I'll go back to the situation that's happened the last couple of years. Someone else's agenda was to make you afraid, to get you to buy their product, or to, the news media wanted you to watch, wanted you to be a viewer. As much as they could get you to view, they wanted you to view. So they played upon your fears And they're still trying to do that now, but I really think that you guys out there, at least I know my viewers and a lot of people, are starting to realize that maybe it wasn't quite as bad as they made it out to be. But isn't that the way the news always does things? They want to give you the worst case scenario because they want you to watch the next episode. News is more about entertainment and viewers than it is about actually reporting the news in a dramatic way. I don't watch the news at all, but occasionally if I'm working in someone's house and they have it on, I'm amazed at how it's changed since when I was a kid. But that's a whole nother topic. Write down your vision. Decide what you want to go, who you want to be, and where you want to be in the next 5 years, 10 years, or even tomorrow, and step out towards that. And I always like to quote Martin Luther King. You've heard me say it before. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. So many people will not take the first step because they don't see how it could possibly happen. All you have to have is the vision. The vision will create the bridges of incidences. It will create the way. You just continue to see that vision and believe that it is a reality now. It's a reality in your mind before it ever becomes a manifested reality in the world. Now, I'm not sure why everybody doesn't believe that, but look around you. Everything that you see with your eyes that was created by man was first envisioned within the mind of man. That's how it all came to be. It began with a thought, a vision, a feeling, and then an action stemmed from that, from their belief. Your persistence, your actions will be a direct correlation to the power or the emphasis or the strength of your belief. According to your faith or your belief, it is done unto you. It doesn't say you have to go out and do it. It is done to you. And that is so true. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have to take action, but the actions you need to take will be put before you. And a lot of times to take these actions, you have to step through fear. Everything you desire lies on the other side of fear. Fear is a paralyzer. If there is a devil, it's fear and doubt, because that will freeze you, it will immobilize you, it will constrict you. Everything in the universe expands. We are expanding, and if we're not expanding, we're contracting. There is no neutral, and contraction leads to depression. And you know what? You take an antidepressants, and I'm not against those. I've taken them before. But if you're taking them and you're not working on the problem, because the depression is only a symptom, you're not doing anything. You're not moving. You're just staying still. There is no neutral. You're either moving toward or forward or backwards in your life. There is no neutral. So, like I said, I'm not telling you not to take your antidepressants, but if you are taking them, work on the problem, because the depression is just a symptom. It just masks the symptom. It calms the symptom or makes the symptom less powerful, and maybe gives you enough to help you work on the problem. The problem will always be there. The problem is there for you to solve, for you to overcome, for you to grow from it. It's a gift. The problem is a gift. The depression is a gift. You just have to use it. Use it to propel you, to make you stronger, to become the person you came here to be. If we didn't know sadness, we wouldn't know happiness. It's a contrast. If we didn't know failure, we wouldn't know success. How would we know the difference? That's all I got time for today. If you would like to get my help personally, marksinspiration.com is my website. Like and subscribe. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.